Jake here for American Muscle, and today I'm taking a look at the SRT style front bumper lip splitter in gloss black, fitting 2015 to 2023 Charger SE and SXT models. If you want to bring some of that aggressive SRT style flavor to your Charger, then this is a great way to make it happen. Featuring OEM type styling and solid construction at a good price, this is going to be a cool addition to any build. Inspired by the mad, aggressive look of the SRT models, this front splitter takes your Charger's looks and turns them up multiple notches. It brings some of that trademark style that the more unhinged SRTs are known for to your own car. It's also maybe going to help improve aerodynamics just a little bit. Now again, that's not to say it will immediately turn your Charger into a race car or make it be able to drive upside down in a tunnel or anything like that, but you get a little improvement in airflow in the front end, and it's going to look cool at the same time. And let's face it, if you're shopping for a part like this, chances are you want that style above all else. And on that front, this certainly delivers. Since this is an OEM type of part, it's going to look just right on the front of any Charger because it's meant to sit right there. And that gloss black finish here is quite nice, and it's going to look good against any paint color too. You get these three shark fin type vortex style generators on each side with canards on either side as well. So it certainly looks the part, and it sticks out quite a bit more than your factory bumper too. Now this actually comes in three pieces, and construction here is all ABS plastic, so it's tough and it's lightweight. It's not really going to add much weight at all to the front end. It's also going to be able to stand up to the elements and impact without fear of shattering like a fiberglass option would. Now that gloss black finish here is also meant to mimic what you might find on a stock part. And again, it's going to look sharp against pretty much any paint color, especially if you're going for that blacked out look. Now price-wise, this is going to run you about $175, which is not too bad as far as splitters or front lips go. It's certainly going to be a lot less expensive than buying the equivalent part from Mopar directly, and it will also far undercut the pricing of one that might be made of a more exotic material like carbon fiber. And for under 200 bucks, if you like the look, I really don't think you can go wrong here at all. Installation is going to get a 1 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should only take you about 45 minutes to complete. Now you are going to need to screw this into the underside of your bumper. However, all the screws are provided and the holes here, as you can see, are pre-drilled. So that makes aligning this pretty easy, especially if you're using a drill. You're going to make pretty quick work of it. And you're just going to have to make sure you get these guys clipped in together like so to get it on the car in one piece. And to show you exactly what you've got to do, let's go ahead and hand it over to one of our AM customers.
Not very many tools that you will need to complete this. There's only these two that I will be using, which is just some painter's tape to hold these pieces in place before inserting the screws, and a drill with a Phillips head screwdriver. You can use a hand screwdriver Phillips head, but I would recommend using a drill because it would be a lot easier. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing installed. Okay guys, today we're going to be installing the SRT style front bumper lip splitter on my 2022 Dodge Charger. So let's get into it. So to begin with, I'm gonna start with this middle piece. And the reason for that is to make sure that everything is centered and lined up properly. So the first thing I'm going to do is just take off a few pieces of tape that I will be using here in a minute to hold this thing in place. I'm going to get quite a few pieces here. I'm not sure exactly how many I need, but just make sure I got enough. I know I'm gonna need some for the front and then some for the back as well. So I think that should be enough to hold this. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this middle piece, and it has these half circles here that makes it really easy to line it up. So what you'll see is once you look underneath your factory bumper, you can slide it and you will actually see the two screws. I don't know, can you see that there? Hang on, let me. So as you can see under here in the factory, there is a screw here and a screw here that you're going to want to line those half circles up, and that is going to show you that you have it in the correct position. So now, once I double check again, I have it lined up properly and it is flush with my bumper. I'm gonna start taping it in place. So I'm just gonna get one there, and then I'll get one here. Then I'll put another one on the end here. And then I'm gonna need some for the back. So I'll stick one there. And I'll stick one on this side here. Let that warm up on me a little bit. And as you can see, it's already staying in place now. I'm gonna put one more on that side there. So now I have the middle piece lined up properly. I have it sitting exactly where I need it. So I'm gonna take a couple of screws here and go ahead and start to screw this in place. Okay, so I started to use my factory jack to give me some more space here, but I really don't think I need the extra room. So I'm just gonna go ahead, and there is one screw here. We got that one installed. Then there is another one in the back right here. So there is, looks like a total, let me see, I'll get a count here in just a second. Let me get this one put in. So that's two in the back here, and then there is, so there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 total in the back row, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 total in the front row. So it's gonna be 8 all together for this middle piece. Go ahead and do the ones in the middle. Again, checking, making sure it's lined up properly. It's the kind of thing you only want to drill once. You don't want to have a bunch of holes in your bumper. So now that I have, wait, I want to back this one out. Okay, so I have right now all 4 of the middle screws installed. And what I'm going to do now is add on the piece to this left side here before I actually screw in the last 2 on this side, because you want to make sure that, well, I want to make sure that I have enough room, which is going to be this piece here. So this is gonna have to slide on top of here, and you don't want to go damaging anything and squeezing it, making it fit. So you want to leave a little space there, make it not so tight. That way you can slide this in. Okay, so you're just pulling it down just a little, and you're going to line up the holes that are pre-fit to line this piece up. On second thought, the best thing to do, now that I see this, is probably tape this whole thing together. Put it together and tape it before drilling any holes. But let's just see. As long as I can slide this in and line it up properly, we should be good to go. Then I'm gonna take this piece of tape off to give me a little bit more flexibility here. And there we go. Just needs a little bit of room there. And then once these actually snap in, like that, then you can go ahead and tape this side to where it needs to go. I'm going to say it definitely would probably be better to put this all in one piece together and then start screwing the holes in. So let me just pull that down just to make sure everything is lined up properly. And it is snapped in great there. And now we're just gonna come and do the same thing on this side here. They just snap right in. And then we're going to get some tape that we just used and reuse it here. All right, so now we have the left side attached to the middle piece. And we're just going to use some more tape to tape this in place to where we want it. Make sure everything is lined up properly. This end should be lining up close to flush with the back of the fender here like it is. So I think I got that lined up pretty well. And then the next step is to go ahead and start putting the screws in. And again, the pre-drilled holes, so you know exactly where you need to put the screws. Makes this a lot easier to work with. And then you'll also notice those same half circles that I pointed out on the middle piece are also on this side piece as well. So you'll be able to see that you lined up the side pieces properly also. And then there's also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts on this side, or screws rather. And once I got all this done, I will show you guys underneath here so you can see what it looks like as well. All right. So it looks like we've gotten all the pieces on this side, and now I'm gonna go back and do the 2 on the middle side that I left out. All right, and then now we can take the tape off, and this will stay right in place where it is supposed to be. Because now we have screwed in everything on that side. And the only thing left is to go on the other side. But before I do that, so I wanted to show you underneath here exactly what it's gonna look like. Like I said, you can see the screws that I put in and all the pre-drilled holes. And you can see that half circle that shows the factory bumper piece, but I'm not covering that up. So far it's looking really good, nice and even. Okay, so now we have moved on to the right side of the car. And just going to make sure that this is lined up properly underneath here. That I got the 2 pieces connected and snapped in. Once you hear that snap, you know you got it right. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use my tape that I ripped off here and hold this into place exactly where I want it to go. So I want to make sure that it's going to stay flush with the bumper. And then just like on that other side, I want to make sure that when it's done, it's kind of flush with this front of the end of the bumper right there. So this is a little bit tougher to hold in place, but we will get it. Now, the good thing about having it lined up properly is it takes the guesswork out of where the screws grow. Like I said, I can't say enough about how good these pre-drilled holes have come in handy, at least for me so far in install. And let me go ahead and get, now I did notice just now that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws that are smaller than the others, and we will find out where those go in just a moment. But for now, as I mentioned, with those pre-drilled holes, all I have to do now, since I made sure that it was lined up properly, now I just have to keep it flush with the vehicle. And it probably would have helped if I would have put some of these on the back like the last one to stay in place like so. Because it seems the tape that I put in the back actually seemed to do the best job of holding it. I'm going to make sure everything stays flush. Right into the pre-drilled hole. So as I mentioned earlier, I mean, if you want to use a jack to get you a little bit more space under here, probably make the installation a little bit more comfortable, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. The screws into the pre-drilled holes, and again I will show you on this side as well how those half circles are lined up so perfectly to let you know that you have everything in the right place. And again, I'm just making sure I keep this in place so that it's flush with the vehicle's bumper before drilling into the pre-drilled hole. But once you do that, it is very simple, it seems. All right. Okay, so we are almost done on this side, and with the install in total, it looks like there is one more screw that goes right on in here. All right, and we can remove all of the tape. Let's see, and I still have these last two from the middle on this side that I haven't reinstalled. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And there we have it. Looks like everything is installed, and let's give you guys a look underneath. So you can see here, there is just the one back here. See the two there, and you can see that half circle that shows you have it lined up properly. One there, one in the front, one in the back, another half circle. Then you see the end of the first piece, front and back. Then you get to the middle piece, front and back. Got another piece of tape to get rid of under there. And another one here. And we will just move across all the way. And as you can see, everything is lined up nicely. And now we will do a little walk around of the completed project. So we have the front on the side. And I think that looks really nice. come out a little bit. I think that brings the vehicle out really nice.
That's going to wrap it up here for our review and install of the SRT style front bumper lip splitter in gloss black, fitting 2015 to 2023 Charger SE and SXT models. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, for all things Charger, be sure to keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.